Okay, so we're going to log into Online Services for Business. So this is where you have a company, trust, super fund, and you want to deal with the ATO online. This is the way to do it. So simply head to onlineservices.ato.gov.au/business and you should be presented with this screen. Click on login and you'll be directed to MyGov ID. If you don't have your MyGov ID set up, we've got a video on how to do that. Just have a look for that. Enter the code on your phone. And away we go. So the first screen you're presented with is the option to choose which of your businesses you're going to log into. So where you're the director of more than one company, you've got a trust, you've got a super fund, you can choose which one you log into. Okay, so we open it up. Now in the top right hand corner, you'll see a little button here to switch ABN. That's how you essentially go back and choose a different entity. So you don't need to log back out, log back in, you can just switch between them there. Okay, so we're just going to run through each of these menus. Probably the first place to go would be Profile and Business Details. Now in here in particular, I want you to go down the bottom and have a look at your notification down here and check the email account that these are going to and make sure they're your account. If these are blank, if it's the wrong email, if it's spelt wrong, then you won't get notifications when an activity statement is ready. You won't get notifications for a payment plan when payments are due and so on. So really important to have that done and accurate. There's a bunch of other options in there. A lot of those are self-explanatory, but we're going to go down to tax registrations. So this will display the registrations you have: GST, pay-as-you-go withholding, fringe benefits tax, fuel tax, things like that. Here you can add and cancel roles. So if you've finished with GST and you want to cancel it, you can do that here. If you want to add GST, you can do that here. You can also do those on the ABR website. So essentially logging into your ABN record and doing it, but this is the easiest way to do it. You can also see historical details by clicking on that link there. So nothing else really important in Profile, but definitely have a look through it. Communication is where all your communication with the ATO will live, and it'd be worth going and having a look at the history. So this will detail all the ATO notices sent to you in the past 5 years, how it was delivered to you, the date and name, all that sort of stuff. You can click on it, open it up, have a look at it. So if there's one there you've missed, you can easily find it there. And you'll see there I've got a mix of paper and email. Some things are going out by paper, some things aren't, but the ATO is moving to digital by default. Pretty soon you won't be getting paper. So that communication history is pretty important. Employees tab here, under STP reporting, you can see the pay runs lodged through STP, but it won't give you details per employee or anything like that. It's really just a total. There's not too much in there that's worth looking at unless you use a small business super clearinghouse. Under lodgements, activity statements is worth having a look. So this is where you can view previous activity statements. You can revise them if you need to alter them, or you can just click on them and print them out. So if you need to give them to the bank, for example, if they want to see your last 4 BASs, you can jump in here and do that yourself really easily. You can also lodge BASs by clicking on the prepare button here, and it will open up the BAS in a digital form, enter in your sales, your GST, your pay-as-you-go withholding, all that sort of stuff. So if you're not using software such as Xero to lodge your activity statements, you could jump in here and do it. Under lodgements, GST property credits. So in some cases where you sell property, GST is withheld for you. So instead of you collecting the GST when you sell it and then giving it to the ATO when you do your BAS, the ATO believes that a lot of property developers are dodgy. They're not remitting the GST, so they're forcing the purchaser to pay it to the ATO. There's a small quirk with the ATO system where those credits previously to not that long ago didn't actually show up anywhere. So there was no way of knowing how many GST property credits you have. They've now created a page where they will show here on this screen. And then when you lodge your BAS, those credits will be offset against the BAS. Income tax, you can view previous tax returns. It's a really summarised view, doesn't give you too much detail, but can be handy. Taxable payments annual report, you can lodge those through here. So various industries, construction, IT, cleaning, courier, there's a few more. They need to lodge taxable payments annual report, which is basically a list of all your contractors, how much you paid them, the GST, their ABN, all that sort of stuff. Your accounting software can lodge it, so if you're using Xero, QuickBooks, you can lodge it through there. If you're not doing that, you can lodge it through the online services here. Not too much else there that's noteworthy, but definitely have a look through those other menus. But accounts and payments is pretty important. Account summary will show you your accounts with the ATO. Now, businesses have multiple accounts. You've got an income tax account, an activity statement account. A critical response account is fairly new, but that was used for JobKeeper and things like that. You might have a fringe benefits account. You could have super guarantee account. I mean, there's multiple accounts you can have, but most businesses will have just an income tax and activity statement account. If you click on one of the accounts, it will bring up a full list of all transactions on that account. So you can see the payments received, the date they were received. You can see the lodgements of tax returns or BASs through there. And importantly, you can print that out and give that to your bank finance. So when you go for redo your loan, some banks require an annual, like an annual summary, an annual review. So where the bank wants you to print out your income tax account, your integrated client account, you can just jump in here and do it instead of sending us an email, sending whoever your accountant is an email and asking for it, waiting a day or two for them to get around to it. And doing that, you can just jump in here and do it straight away. Go back to the account summary. You can also make payment pretty easily using the payment options button here. Credit card, BPay, other payment methods, you can do that all online there. Going to skip through a few of these. Transfer request. So we mentioned before you've got multiple accounts, income tax account, integrated client account. They have different payment reference numbers, different BPay numbers and all that sort of stuff. So if you go to pay your income tax bill but accidentally pay it to the integrated client account, you can transfer it from the integrated client account to the tax account. Now, common sense would tell you that if you owe the ATO $2,500 for your tax and you make a $2,500 payment to the other account, common sense tells you that, there's a mistake there. The ATO might, fix that up themselves, but they don't. You need to go in and make that transfer, or else you'll get reminders that you still owe $2,500, notwithstanding you'll have a $2,500 credit on your integrated client account. ATO aren't that smart. It's all automated. You need to pay it to the right account. If you don't, you need to jump in here and transfer it. Now, if you happen to pay it into the wrong entity, and it happens more often than it should, so if you pay your family trust bill into your company account or something like that, you can request a refund here. So if you accidentally pay in, if you've got a credit on any account, you can request a refund. If you've accidentally made payment into an account that owed money, you're out of luck. ATO aren't going to give you that money back. Payments, another way of making payment, and payment plans here, really important. If you owe the ATO money and you need time to pay, you can get a payment arrangement really easily on online services here. Okay. You can see past payment plans and current ones there. You can open up any of the payment plans and you'll get more detail. Any current ones, you'll be able to see a full list of when payments are due. So that's really handy. really easy to set your own payment plan up on online services. You don't need to call the ATO in most cases or anything like that. The ATO have a payment plan estimator on their website. Just type into Google ATO payment plan. It'll be the first or second one that pops up. Have a read of this. It goes through. There is a estimator here. So it will tell you, let's say you've got a $10,000 debt. You want to pay it monthly. It will say to you, you need to pay at least 10%. They won't give you a payment plan without that. Repayment period, you want to do that over X men. Now, if I go too far, it'll reject it. Show result, okay, end date. And it will say here the longest you'll be able to get. So, which is essentially 24 months. So you can get a 24-month payment plan on a reasonable sized debt pretty easily. So jump back into online services, throw that in there. It should just get automatically done. If you have a poor compliance history, if you've got outstanding tax returns, if you've defaulted on payment plans in the past, you might not get it automatically approved. Can't hurt to try. And that's really our summary of the online services for businesses. There's a few things you can do there. You can also customize these links here, help you get to some of those menus really quickly. And on this home screen, obviously you can see lodgements you've got outstanding and current balances you've got on your account. So if you owe money, it'll pop up there. Really easy, not hard to get into, not hard to use. A few functions there that historically you'd have to ask your accountant to do that you can do yourself. And as you can see, it only takes a couple of minutes to do them. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to give us an email, give us a call, and we'll do what we can to help you. Ta.